As Donald and his Republican Party bend over backwards to continue to appease the wealthiest 1%, and by appease, I mean make richer, the backlash has been fierce. This week, the tide seems to have turned against the millionaire and billionaire class. It sucks. Well, I was going to say it sucks to be Elon Musk this week, but let's face it, it always sucks to be Elon Musk. After getting kicked out of the White House, perhaps, failing in his pretend mission to save the country a penny at Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, and continually getting trolled on Twitter by his very own AI chatbot, his companies are getting torched. And this time, I mean that figuratively speaking. This week, Tesla's first fleet of robo taxis was launched, and things didn't go so well, which again shouldn't surprise us because nothing Musk does goes well. Here's Reuters on the bumpy first few days.
They only hit public roads on Sunday, but Tesla's robo-taxis already face a probe over alleged traffic violations. A small fleet of the vehicles has started operating in Austin, Texas. They're offering rides within a limited zone inside the city. But the US National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it is seeking information on the operation. Watchdogs say they have reviewed online videos purporting to show one robo-taxi speeding and another using the wrong lane. The EV maker did not respond to a request for comment by Reuters.
Yes, usually when things are going extraordinarily well, companies don't respond to requests for comments. The whole week, social media has been flooded with videos of the new fleet driving erratically, which is to say illegally. Here, a robo taxi was filmed by another driver braking hard in the middle of the road in response to a stationary police car, which wasn't even in its path. Then you have influencer Dirty Tesla, who was initially ecstatic to film his trip until the vehicle chose the middle of the road as a quote unquote safe space at which to drop him off. Take a look at this.
I'm going to reroute it. I'm just going to click drop me off now since that's an option and see what the robotaxi does. End ride now. The vehicle will pull over to the nearest safe location. Heck yeah, let's do it. So we'll confirm that vehicle is finding a safe location to stop. That's so cool, pulling over. So yeah, of course, don't just stop in the middle of the road. But we can end the trip. I'm like, yeah, it's close enough. I put a destination that was near where I'm going, right? Oh, a little bit of wiggle there in the wheel. Interesting to see that. And then you can just kind of hop out whenever it's safe, which is, I mean, what a great option. That's really good to see. Our team has identified an issue and is working to resolve it. Please exit safely. Thank you for riding in the robotaxi. Should I actually get out?
The car parked here.
Yeah.
Okay. Pro tip: if you have to ask yourself this question while sitting in a car in the middle of the road, should I actually get out? The answer is no. You should not get out. The riders were handpicked by Tesla, so the launch would be guaranteed to be framed as a success. But Austinites were on Musk's case, getting the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration involved. They've launched an investigation into a laundry list of safety concerns that have been reported. And that's not the only heat Musk has been getting. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum is completely through putting up with Musk's reckless cosplay. Yet another SpaceX Starship rocket exploded near the border, this time dropping debris and pollution into northern Mexico, and Scheinbaum has threatened to sue. After years of being granted favoritism by our own government, Musk and all of his inventions and his companies seem to be coming crashing down. Other wealthy Americans are facing similar harsh realities this week, thanks to activists around the world. Before we go on to grassroots victories and, even more fun, the losses of billionaires, here's a quick reminder. We here at Mary Trump Media are not corporate media. We do not bend the knee, and we push back whenever possible against the wealthy elite. So please like and share this video, and if you believe in our mission, subscribe to our channel. In Italy, activists have been chanting in the streets in order to try to silence the wedding bells for Jeff Bezos. Yes, Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, and his fiancee Lauren Sanchez have decided to hold a lavish wedding in Venice that took place today. Lavish is an understatement um, because it is so obscene that it has sparked a full blown protest movement leading up to the event. And it forced one of the richest men in the world to change his plans last minute.
The couple had originally planned to host their main wedding celebration at the majestic 16th century building in central Venice. But now they're facing mounting pressure from local activists, environmental groups, and residents who say their city was being transformed into a private amusement park for the rich. Now, according to reports, the original venue was scrapped after activists from a group called No Space for Bezos threatened to stage blockades, including a plan to fill Venetian canals with inflatable crocodiles to disrupt celebrity arrivals. The wedding reception will now take place in the Arsenal, a fortified 14th century shipyard complex in the eastern part of Venice, which is surrounded by water and can be sealed off entirely from land when connecting bridges are raised.
Aw, poor guy. Since the beginning of the month, anti-Bezos signs have been plastered across the city. And on Monday, activists from Greenpeace Italy and the UK group Everyone Hates Elon unfurled a banner of Bezos that said, quote, "If you can rent Venice for your wedding, you can pay more tax." Yeah, that seems so simple, doesn't it? If you can spend $15 million doing something that millions of people do every day for practically no money at all, first of all, there's something really wrong with you. And secondly, yeah, pay your fair share. You cannot just take an entire city from its people and expect them to be happy about it. By the same token, and I think this tracks as well, you can't just take an election from the voters who participated in it. And that brings us to Kenneth Chesbrough, the lawyer known as the architect of Donald's 2020 campaign fake elector scheme, who has been disbarred in New York following his guilty plea in Georgia. A New York appellate court determined on Thursday that Chesbrough's conviction for his conspiracy to file false documents was a serious crime, disqualifying him from practicing law. The judicial panel sharply criticized Chesbrough, stating that his actions undermined the core principles of constitutional democracy that he swore to uphold as an attorney. Can they start going after Pam Bondi now? Anyway, Chesbrough played a key role in the Republican plan to submit forged electoral certificates in battleground states in an effort to overturn Joe Biden's victory. In addition to his conviction in Georgia, Chesbrough still faces criminal charges in Wisconsin related to the same scheme. Sorry, but Donald cannot protect you from this because these are state charges and they cannot be erased by a presidential pardon. Although I'm beginning to worry that thanks to the corrupt illegitimate supermajority, that may no longer be the case if they keep chipping away at the Constitution and the rights of states to have sovereignty. Anyway, average Americans are rising up against elitism, and it's kind of starting to freak out the 1% a little bit. Nowhere at the moment are the rich melting down more than in Manhattan's upper class. And this is in the wake of Zoran Mamdani's primary win over Cuomo in the Democratic primary for the mayor's race. They are so disturbed by Mamdani's win that rich New Yorkers are turning back to the incredibly corrupt, like mind-bogglingly corrupt Eric Adams in an attempt to beat out Zoran in the general election, because even though Eric Adams initially ran as a Democrat and was elected as a Democrat, this time around, because he has completely degraded himself, he's running as an independent. Bill Ackman, who's CEO of Pershing Square Capital Management, warned that Mamdani would drive the highest taxpayers out of New York. Oh, that would be a shame. Cuomo donor Jeff Gurl, who is chairman emeritus of the real estate firm Newmark Group, told a reporter at Bloomberg, quote, "We have two choices, which is to support Mamdani and try to get on his good side, or try to see if we can resurrect Eric," unquote. That is not a thing that's possible. The second thing. Richard Farley, a partner at the corporate law firm Kramer, Levin, Naftalis, and Frankel LLP, who is organizing a fundraiser for Eric Adams, said in an interview with Semaphore, quote, "This will be a street fight all the way to November," unquote. So why exactly is Wall Street so afraid of Zoran Mamdani? Well, for starters, he's promised to impose a 2% tax on anyone making more than $1 million and to raise corporate taxes to 11.5%. He also pledged to impose a rent freeze on rent stabilized properties, which caused shares in the New York real estate sector to fall on Wednesday. Rich people are just absolutely terrified that finally they'll have to pay their fair share of taxes for the first time, and either in their lives or since the Eisenhower administration. It depends how old they are. Now, it sounds to me like Mamdani is doing something right, because it is long past time that the rich pay their fair share. We used to have a 90% tax rate on the wealthy. We need to bring that back. And by the way, that doesn't mean every single penny they make gets taxed at 90%. That means beyond a certain level of wealth, every dollar beyond that gets taxed at 90%, because what we have seen happening since the age of Reagan, who decided that rich people and corporations should have more rights than the rest of us, is a massive increase in the gulf between the haves and the have-nots. This is a deeply dangerous situation in which our country finds itself, and it's only getting worse with people like Donald Trump in charge. So, yes, tax the rich appropriately. That doesn't mean people can't be rich. However, what we're seeing is that when we allow people to accrue the kind of wealth that Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos have, they no longer have to play by any rules at all. And in fact, they have more power in one person than the rest of the people on the planet combined. And that, my friends, is a recipe for disaster. Please take a second and like and share this video. Be awesome if you could subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to us in podcast form, please follow us and give the show a 5-star rating, because it really does help other people find our content. Thanks.